Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lollipop and today we're doing a 2020 versus 2021 comparison on the Giant stance lineup. I know in my last video I said this was going to be a Giant Talon video, but I realized the information on some 2021 models has not been released yet. But while we wait for that, I thought I'd do one on the 2021 stance bikes. There are three models that have been updated in 2021, and those are the Giant Stance 29.1, Stance 29.2, and the normal stance. There was also a Stance 1 in 2020, but that model has not received a 2021 model at the time of me making this video, but if I do notice any other bikes, I will add updates in the comment section below. I'm going to start this video off by giving a quick background on the stance lineup and then move into the comparison, and I will still be including tables at the end of this video that show you all the 2021 changes in one place, but throughout the video I will still be explaining what these changes should do for the bikes. And one last thing, just in case you are interested in any other bike comparisons from other brands, I have made similar videos for the Trek Fuel EX lineup and other bikes, so check out my channel if you are interested. But the Giant stance bikes are what we're going to be talking about today, and these bikes are basically intended to be Giant's entry-level full suspension bikes, in the sense that they are less expensive than any other full suspension mountain bikes from Giant, and they can be a good way to get into full suspension mountain biking on a tighter budget. There are 29 and 27.5 inch wheel size versions available for most of these bikes, but I will be covering all wheel sizes together since they do have mostly the same changes for 2021, except for, of course, the wheels. But with that, let's get into it. Starting with the Stance 2, I'm going to go over all the 2021 updates for the 29 inch wheel size, but these changes will be exactly the same for the 27.5 stance from 2020 to 2021, except for the different rims and tires, which I will cover separately after I go over the other components. The price remains the same at $1,550 US or 1,449 British pounds. In 2020, the Stance 2 29 came in the colors matte gunmetal black with gloss black accents and metallic red with black accents. The 2020 Stance 2 27.5 came in the gunmetal color as well, but replaced the red with metallic blue with black accents. The 2021 models have different color options depending on the wheel size as well, so the 29er Stance 2 comes in only gloss gunmetal black with matte black accents, while the 27.5 bike comes in trekking green and gunmetal black. Now onto the suspension. The 2020 and 2021 bikes both use an SR Suntour Radon R rear shock, but the 2021 shock has been custom tuned specifically for Giant for some better dampening on the trail. The front suspension fork has been updated from the 2020 SR Suntour Radon 34 fork to the Giant Crest 34 RCL fork in 2021, which is also custom tuned for Giant, though both forks still have 130 millimeters of travel. The Giant fork is still pretty new since it came out this year, but both forks should perform similarly. The seat has actually been updated as well, since the 2020 model used a Giant contact seat while the 2021 bike uses a Giant Romero seat, which seems to be slightly less firm. And onto the main update, which is to the drivetrain. The 2020 Stance 2 used a SRAM SX Eagle 1x12 drivetrain, which had a 30-tooth SX Eagle crankset and a SRAM 11-50-tooth 12-speed cassette. The 2021 bike replaces this drivetrain with the Shimano version, which is the Shimano Dior 1x12. However, this Shimano drivetrain does use a Praxis Cadet crank instead of the Shimano Dior crank, though it is still a 30-tooth crankset and should perform similarly as well. The cassette in the new model is a 10-51 tooth from the Dior group set as well, and it has a wider range for more efficient pedaling. Now the rims and tires for the Stance 2 27.5 have not changed from 2020 to 2021, though these wheels are different from the ones offered in the 29-inch wheel model, which actually have changed for 2021. Therefore, the rims in the Stance 2 29 have been updated from the Giant XCT rims to the Giant AM rims, which are both tubeless ready and seem similar as well, but the tires are the same from 2020 to 2021, And a nice change seen in both wheel sizes for 2021 is that there are no more inner tubes. Both bikes in 2021 will come fully tubeless prepared with tubeless sealant installed, which is a nice feature since you will not have to buy your own tubeless valves or sealant initially. But those are all the changes for the Stance 2. Now we're going to move on to the Stance 1. The 2020 model costs $1,800 or £1,699, while the 2021 bike actually increases in price by $100 to $1,900 or £1,799. The 2020 Stance 1 came in olive green with black accents, while the 2021 model replaces this color with rosewood. The rear shock, just like the Stance 2, has not been replaced, but rather has been tuned by Giant, but nonetheless the shock in both bikes is a RockShox Monarch R. The front suspension has a similar story as both bikes use a RockShox Recon Silver RL, but the 2021 model has been tuned by Giant for this bike. The seat is also changed from the same Giant Contact to the Giant Romero, and the entire drivetrain from this bike from 2020 to 2021 actually remains exactly the same. The rims, however, have been changed, again from the Giant XCT rims to the Giant AM rims, though both are tubeless ready rims. The tires are the exact same as well, and they are the Maxxis Forecaster 29 by 2.35 inch wide tires, but like the Stance 2, these tires come fully tubeless prepared in 2021, instead of just tubeless ready in 2020. But those are all the current changes from 2020 to 2021 for the Giant Stance lineup. Luckily there wasn't too much info in this video, but I will still show you the completed tables of all the changes right now, so you can see all of them clearly. Since most of the changes between the 27.5 bike and 29 versions of the Stance 2 were the same, I didn't repeat them in the 27.5 table, but I did include the changes that were different. Overall, I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please leave a like and subscribe. And if I did miss anything in the video or made a mistake, please leave a comment and I will try my best to fix it. And if you do have any questions or suggestions besides that, feel free to ask. But thank you guys so much for watching and keep biking.